Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trade Talks Live. This is Roger Wakefield, and as you see, I am here by myself today. Jump over here and touch a button, get some things happening there. Welcome to the show. If you've never been here before, do I have to do anything on here or no? No, there it is. So if you've never been here before, welcome to the show. This is the Trade Talks. We go live every day at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. So no matter where you are in the country, you can watch this on your lunch break. Now, as you see, I'm here by myself. Squirt is actually out taking care of our sponsor. See, this channel is sponsored by Leak Pro. And Leak Pro is the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. If you want the most precise equipment to find leaks, Leak Pro's it. So this puts you right on the water leaks. It shows you right where they're at. That way you can give people prices to make repairs. Now, the complete kit is phenomenal. It has got the probe in it, which the probe has a stainless steel rod. It's great for underground leaks. You can stick that rod down in the ground. It's not going to be a problem. It also comes with the Sidekick. Now, the Sidekick I love for meter work, for valve box work, for checking the double check assembly, for listening to hose bibs, frost proofs, anything around the house that might give you the acoustic sound that you're looking for to find out where those leaks are. So the complete kit comes with both of those. Also has 2 sets of headphones and the adapters, so you can literally just plug it in and start working. It really is good stuff. And if you've never done slab leaks or leak detection and you want to learn how to do it, this is even better because we have a training center here right outside of Dallas, Texas. You come in here for 2 days, and that's what Squirt's actually out doing right now. But you come in for 2 days. Today, he goes through the book, how to go through step by step, lay out the house. That way you know you come in with a plan, a system, a process every time you do it. But you come in with that, then you go out. We've got a slab with 11 leaks under an extra thick slab of concrete. They're difficult to find, but when you find them, you're all over it because it's a beautiful thing. Then, if you're the owner or manager, you come in here to me, I'll help you with the marketing. We'll talk about it and how you can make your phones ring. But also, on the second day, you'll go out there and we have built the sewer system. So we can teach you how to find and precisely locate the leaks on a sewer system. And we've got it both in cast iron and PVC. So you get to play with it, do it, and have fun with it. So if you want to learn more about it, go to www.leak-pro.com, or if you want the training, call 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. And also, our other sponsor is really me. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, but you've been telling yourself, look, these are all the reasons I can't, I've got a free webinar just to try to get you over that hump to get you to get started. So if you want to learn more about that, go to www.justmetroger.com. How's everybody doing? I see that we have already got people in here. Brother Abe's in the house. Says, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. The way this is going, it may be Margarita Monday. Chris from Construction Cronies, good to see you, brother. How is Canada? I hope you are doing well. Good morning to you. So let me go ahead and get going. I want to jump into the news here, and I'm going to get right over here and make sure that I've got all my stuff set up where I've got live chat going on here, and I do. Beautiful. And man, we got Jobber back in the house advertising again today. Good to see them. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the national news. And what we're talking about today is federal grant aims to boost electric vehicle infrastructure. Okay, now, I love this because I do. I think electric vehicles are on the way. I actually saw a post just the other day that said a plane that flew from somewhere to somewhere is the first plane that has flown without a pilot in it. So, guys, we're getting there. And you got to think about that. Planes are going to be like, no, hijacker, it ain't working. There's nobody to shoot. There's nothing to do. We're not deterrent. So, anyway. Think about this. Electric vehicle infrastructure. The good thing about it is there's a major new federal initiative that offers billions of dollars in grants to expand the electric vehicles, the EVs. And it's the EV charging stations, because that's one of the big problems. I know that I had looked at a Tesla probably about five to 7 years ago, and was literally thinking about it because we were going back and forth to Houston a lot. And I thought, man, why not get a vehicle that doesn't burn gas? That would be great. But that was one of the problems we ran into. It's 248 miles, and that was about the distance for a Tesla. And it's like, what if we can't find places along the way to get what we need to get? And that makes it tough. So they're looking at installing more energy charging stations nationwide, creating substantial construction and electrical opportunities. If you're an electrician, and Squirt and I talk about this a lot, if you're an electrician and you're not doing these EV charging stations in homes, even if you're building new homes, say, hey, look, we know they're coming. Let's go ahead and put these charging stations in here. Someday down the road, people are going to appreciate that. Now, there was $5 billion allocated by the Biden administration to states for EV infrastructure, and they're starting to spend it now. Focus areas include Texas, California, Florida, and the Midwest, highlighting rapid electric vehicle adoption. Now, there's going to be significant job creation potential for electricians, civil engineers, and construction crews. Now, when you look at it that way, you got to think about it because tradespeople can leverage these opportunities. There are different certifications and skills that you need. Get the skill sets now. It's like me as a plumber. You know, in Texas, as soon as I got my master, I got my master med gas. Then I got my master water supply protection specialist. Then I got my master multi-purpose residential fire protection systems. So get these certifications because somewhere down the road, they're going to come in handy. And if you're the guy that's standing in line saying, look, I've got this certification, you're already ahead of the game. So anyway, I see Scan Probe Techniques in the house. Good to see you. How are you doing? I think I actually got a message from y'all earlier today. So guys, look, when it comes to the trades, when it comes to any trade you're in, I want you to think about this. If you're not looking at specialty, if you're not looking at specializing in your niche or your industry, and I know right here we're talking about electricians, it's Monday, it's what we do. But here's the thing. If you're not looking at specialty stuff that sets you apart from everybody else, you need to be. So check it out, see what you think, and then go from there. All right, we're going to roll into the bottom line. Hidden costs of poor communication. Now, communication can be tough because communication is not just a one-way street. Communication, if it's just me talking, that's what I love about the comments in here. What I love about this is it's two-way. I can throw something out there and people can comment. People can ask questions. That's what I like about this better than paid media, regular TV. I could have a television show and you could never talk to me. A lot of people do that. Look at Mike Rowe. How hard is it to talk to him? It's almost impossible, even for me. But what I love about this is the communication. It goes both ways. And if you do it right, you can save thousands in a company because poor communication at construction sites can cost thousands in lost productivity each and every day. Rework, safety issues, anything at all like that, rework is bad. Because if you're the plumber there and you're not communicating with the general contractor, you're not communicating with people, you just go through and you put something in, you put it in your way, you get to a point, it's by the drawings, it's where it's supposed to go, but you look at something and there's something in your way, so you just reroute and change and you don't talk to anybody. That can be very expensive because now you can be in somebody else's way. So it's nice to have that communication and get all the key people involved and make a decision right there. We used to do it all the time because ineffective communication can increase rework costs by up to 20%. Now, if you're bidding a job to make 20% profit and the rework costs you an extra 20%, guess what? You're not making any money. And that's not a good place to be. So the practical solutions include daily huddles. Now, we used to do that starting out a job. We would get all our team members together and we'd talk safety. We'd talk about where everybody's going to be working, what they're going to be doing, just all kinds of different stuff like that. And that's really good because it works. But the morning huddles are amazing. You go over the clear task assignments. Hey, you're working on this, you're working on this, you're working on this. What is everybody working on? Do they know what they're working on? And are we going to get in each other's way? Is there anything that we can do or talk about to say, hey, wait, look, you need there and I need there. Why don't you go in first and then we'll come in behind you. We can go back over here and finish this or do this. But having some good digital project management tools can help you a lot too. There's a lot of good ones out there. Now, what is the importance of a documented communication process to minimize confusion? Man, think about that. If you document things and you step up and tell somebody, hey, there's a problem here, it's in my way, and they don't respond, they don't take care of it, this can help you cover your liquidated damages. So you want to make sure you do that, but also remember that it minimizes the confusion. Now everybody knows why you did what you did or what else they need to do about it. And if you get them involved, it's good. The thing to remember is to set clear expectations daily. In your morning huddles, talk to your people. Are you talking to them and say, hey, where are we at? What's going on? What do you need? What are you doing to do that? If you're not setting clear expectations daily, it's not good. I would literally take my guys each day, maybe not each day, each time I move them to a new task, and I would give them the labor report for their task that they're on. I would take a blueprint drawing. I would screenshot it. I would go through and say, okay, y'all are running from here to here. I would go through and calculate the labor dollars for it. And putting those labor dollars together, if you walk up to two guys and say, hey man, I need y'all to hurry on this project. And they may look at it and say, okay, we can be done by Friday. Or you say, hey guys, look, I need y'all to be done in, I don't know, a couple of days, 3 days. What do y'all think? And they're like, well, we'll see what we can do. But if you come up with labor hours on a job, say, hey guys, look, you've got 48 hours to do this and there's two of you. So it's exactly 3 days worth of work. Guys, that's a game changer because now you've let them know, look, I've pulled the hours on it. I know how long it takes. I have your tools here. I have your materials here. I have everything you need. All you need to do is get up here and start putting this stuff in. Here's your drawings. Here's your measurements. Here's whatever you need. If you can do that, that's great. And then remember, if you can invest in a digital, even a basic digital collaboration software to help keep teams aligned, it works. You can use little things like a group text. I remember when I was in a union at first, the union would not allow you to call people on their cell phones. They're like, well, it costs them money. Well, then cell phones became so popular. They're like, really? You can't stop us. We've got to. So it's pretty funny. You used to only be able to call at home and leave people messages, but I think the union's growing. They're doing different things. All right, so we're going to roll over into heat stress. And heat stress awareness, heat stress, heat exhaustion, all these things. Guys, with safety coming on, in just a couple of weeks was National Safety Week, and we loved it because there were so many good things that we got to talk about, got to look at. I'll jump in here real quick. Matt McDonough says, Mr. Miyagi Plumbing, where is Squirt? How you doing, brother? I am doing fine. Sorry I missed Friday. Was super slammed. Go Leak Pro. You know what? You did good, brother. And I'm going to try to do something. I'm going to try to do something here real quick. Colton, if you will text Randy a link to this while he's outside, maybe he can go live and talk a little bit about what he's doing. And if he can do it right around 11:27 or 10:27, that'd be great. So Matt, saw you and thought about that. Thought, man, why don't we just bring Randy live from out there and let him talk about what he's doing? All right, so safety, heat stress awareness. You got to prepare your crews for your summer jobs. Now, we know from Safety Week, we talked about it, that there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of changes being made. But summer heat can dramatically increase job site risks. Heat-related illnesses are preventable with proper planning and awareness. Guys, you've got to plan for it. You've got to be ready for it. It's just like anything else. If you're just like, well, let's wait and see if anybody suffers from heat stress or heat exhaustion or heat stroke or anything at all like that. You've got to be ready for it. Now, the OSHA guidelines require heat illness prevention plans. This is all new, guys. And if your company has been around for a long time and they're not doing stuff like that, you need to start looking at it and say, okay, what do we have to do here? Especially if And remember this, if it's over 80 degrees, you've got to start looking at this. Now, the essential practices, first of all, regular hydration. Make sure that they have plenty to drink. And I'm talking water. Now, I've got tea with me, but I'm indoors, so I'm not too worried about it. But water, Gatorade, anything at all like that, but don't just do one or the other. I love the Gatorade for the electrolytes. I love the water for the hydration. What you don't want is the energy drinks. And I know y'all hate that, but when I was out at DFW, the general contractor said, look, we are not allowing energy drinks in here. And you couldn't have them on the job. They were getting people that were just drinking the heck out of energy drinks during the summer, and then they were getting sick. They weren't getting hydrated. So it wasn't good for them. So think about that. Water or electrolytes, something like that. You've got to have the regular hydration. You've got to have shade availability, and you've got to have rest breaks. And guys, these things start coming into effect and being more prevalent once it goes over 80 degrees. So if you're not looking at it, if you're not thinking about it, I want you to. But you've got to implement heat stress training and toolbox talks early. That way everybody's aware of it. And the signs to watch for are dizziness, rapid pulse, and confusion. You know, me on a normal day, except for the rapid pulse. But the best PPE for heat management, the cooling vests, wearing breathable fabrics, and moisture wicking shirt, Under Armour, stuff like that. I love the deals, the little rags, basically, they hold moisture. You put them in an ice bucket or a bucket of ice water, throw them up, put them on your neck, and man, those things there will keep your body like 10 degrees cooler. It is amazing. Kind of tough not having Squirt here. Nobody say, hey, keep talking while I take a drink. Yeah. Matt says you got to mix it up. Definitely no energy drinks. And Matt, I love that because I do. I used to make sure that we had Gatorade some days, we had water some days, and some days we may have both. If it's really hot, put them both out there. Let the people get their choice as long as they're drinking something. But the moisture wicking gear too, that's a good thing. You just got to take care of yourself. And at the end of the day, it's up to you. But if you do start getting dizzy, you do start feeling like, hey, your pulse is really going crazy, you're confused like me on a normal day, check it out. Okay, we're going to roll over into new construction. And this is one of my favorite things about going to Vegas, the prefab modular construction, because it's growing, it's getting bigger. But the opportunities for the trades are even getting bigger too. If you're, and I'll say in Vegas right now, because I know how they're set up and I know where they're set up, but modular construction is seeing rapid growth, presenting new avenues for carpenters, electricians, plumbers, HVAC tech, specialists. I mean, the ones that I saw in Vegas over at Ahern, they are literally putting in the booths, the chairs, the what do they call it? The accessories for, to put the sauce packets or something. They were literally doing everything. And modular building can reduce construction timelines by 30 to 50%. Imagine what that does to somebody. I remember that they say hospitals are the most expensive square foot per night rental, but it's because of everything around it. And I get it. But if you could tell a hospital, hey, we can get you out a month early or 30% earlier or 50% earlier. Now, I know they're not building modular hospitals yet, but guys, that would be big because they can start making their money back sooner. Now, this is really on high demand for housing. Hospitals are getting there. Schools and hotels. Housing is a big one. But also some of these little restaurants. I believe I've seen a Dutch Brothers. I believe I've seen a Taco Bell. I've seen things like that being done. Now, the benefits for trade people, it's a safer work environment. It's a lot more controlled because, I mean, you're indoors. You've got a very well-controlled environment. And there's less downtime due to the weather delays because you're indoors. You may have to run through the rain to get inside the building, but that's going to help eliminate the delays. And really, the only skills you need, precision. You've got to be exact about what you do. because you don't want it to get out in the field and then be wrong. You want to make sure that you're assembling things perfectly each and every time. Then you've got to have ability to work with prefabricated components, meaning you may get a whole wall in that's already got the plumbing and all hooked up, and you just lean it up and attach it and then go around behind it and hook it up. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. But guys, this is something that is worth checking into. And Matt says, oh yeah, building like crazy. And Matt, next time you're in Vegas, you may go check out, it's Ahern. It's either Snorkel or Extreme, but go out there and check them out. If you want to pick up some work or maybe pick up, I don't know who's doing their work right now, but I'd go by and at least talk to them. Hey, can we bid this work for you? Very interesting. Next, we're going to talk about mindset growth. And this is a big deal to me because today we're talking about from employee to leader. Mindset shifts that you need to grow. Now, this is one that, like I said, it's important to me because, guys, I used to be that plumber in the field. I used to be that plumber in the field that was like, hey, look, I ain't changing. This is me. I'm a plumber. I learned how to do better. I learned how to grow. I learned how to take on new tasks and new things and stuff like that. But transitioning from skilled tradesperson to team leader, it requires a fundamental mindset shift. You've got to be able to shift and understand, look, I'm not the guy out here busy, doing it. I'm the guy out here staying ahead of 60 people doing that. You've got to make sure that you're constantly looking ahead. Y'all have heard Squirt talk about the thing that he learned most, or from me that helped them the most, is how do you get 2 weeks ahead of your crew and stay there? Because if you're constantly 2 weeks ahead, you're not in any rush. You're like, you know what? They're going to be here in 10 days. I got time to get this done. I got time to get this in. But your mindset shift goes from doing tasks yourself to delegating them effectively. And part of my thing that I think made me a good superintendent is it wasn't just delegating. It's, I want to delegate, but if I know that you're coming to the third floor to work on med gas walls, I'm going to make sure I've got nitrogen up there for a purge. I'm going to make sure we have a purge rig up there. I'm going to make sure that we have everything that you need to step in place and get things done. Not just having you ready to move up there, but having everything set up and ready. Because you've got to shift your focus from individual performance to team growth. And that may be, like I said, going from just you've got to worry about you doing it to now you worry about 60 people doing it. How do you stay ahead of all 60 people all the time? And it may be appointing a good foreman or a few good foremen. One of the big service companies that I'm in relations with, literally, they're like, look, we don't have one person oversee more than 5 people. Because once they start overseeing more than 5 people, it starts falling apart. The quality starts lacking. A lot of different things happen. Things start falling through the crack. So you want to learn how to become proactive rather than reactive. And that's where I taught Squirt, get 2 weeks ahead. Because if you can get 2 weeks ahead of everybody else, it's a little easier pace that you move at. Now, to do that, you've got to develop clear communication and motivational skills. It's not just communication. Hey, y'all go do this. It's, hey guys, come on, man. Look, we got 3 days to knock this out. And then we're going to get to move over here. Or we're going to get to move over here. Or we're going to do whatever. Motivating people is what it's all about. And to me, one of the best ways to do that is talk to your vendors. Say, hey, look, man, I want to do something for my guys for lunch one day. Can y'all bring pizza out? Can y'all bring barbecue out? Actually, my team really loved it because we went to the office one day to do a deal. I had it catered from Maggiano's, which is, to me, one of the amazing Italian restaurants in Dallas. And these guys walked in. I mean, as soon as they walked in, they're smelling like, wait, what is this? We had lasagna. We had fettuccine Alfredo. We set it up, and it was great. And they were like, Roger, we smelled the food, and at first we thought, okay, we're getting pizza again. Pizza and barbecue is what we used to always give them. But every now and then it's like, look, let's do something really, really cool. And here's the deal. You can encourage your ownership and accountability among your team. You let them know, guys, look, when we do things right, we can do stuff like this. And the more you work on it, the more you try to do it, the more it works. And they start seeing it. Then it's like, and I'm not going to say they expect it, but they see it and that they understand it's going good. I see who just jumped in here, so I'm going to try to put my headphones on to see if I can hear. Squirt, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh yeah, you got to
Can,
turn that up.
oh, I hear you now. I'm not through my headphones, but I hear you in the speaker. How you doing out there today?
You doing lovely. How are y'all this morning?
Yeah?
Happy Monday, everybody.
Okay, so I tell you what, you jumped in at perfect timing. I just finished with Mindset Growth. I was fixing to roll into sponsorship, and I see 3 guys behind you there. Will you tell me what you're doing out there today?
Yeah, we are in the middle of some leak detection training, and I'm going to try to keep quiet because they are trying to locate a leak right now. Uh, but we are working the process. They're working on, I think, leak number 4 this morning. We've already gone through locating. That's the first thing we do. We do a sit down in the office for an hour, kind of running them through how we approach a leak detection and things like that. Then we started out real quick, kind of ran through line locating, which they were already kind of familiar with because they do sewer line locating. So
Okay,
that we were kind of able to breeze through that this morning.
good. I like that.
Uh, and then, so now we are on leak detection. And we are on number 4 right now. They're going through, they've got the air compressor going.
And who've you got
So
out there today?
I've got Above and Beyond Plumbing out
Out of
of
Oklahoma
Oklahoma
City?
City.
Yeah, buddy. One of my favorite restaurants there. Me and you need to go up there here pretty soon just for lunch. Sorry,
Yeah.
did I throw that out?
Well, I know I asked him this morning. I said, well, Roger will ask you about Nick's. I said, and I'm like, wait, what's that? I said, oh, it's this burger joint. And he's like, oh, I hadn't been. I said, Roger's going to send you. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So good
But
deal.
yeah,
So
we are cruising along.
fantastic. And you brought them in. That they came in yesterday from Oklahoma City. Came in out here 8:00 this morning, sat down, went through the classroom training real quick. And you took Hyatt, Lee, and Joel, right?
Yep.
Took all
Lee and
3 of them
Joey.
out there. Sir?
And Joey.
And Joey. I said Joel.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So Hyatt, Lee, and Joel from Above and Beyond Plumbing in Oklahoma
Yes.
City. And guys, this is good because there's not a lot of people in Oklahoma City doing leak detection, Squirt, are there? Because we look.
That's it. That's it. They're going to go back and be ready. They've taken a lot of notes. They're like, yeah, no, we're going to go back and train some more guys too. I said, perfect.
I love it. Well, good. Well, we did this because Leak Pro is our sponsor today, and I'll talk a little bit more about it. But Squirt, thank you for jumping in. I do appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Y'all have a wonderful day. Happy Monday, everybody. How's it going, Matt? Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. All right. So, like I said, today's video is sponsored by Leak Pro. Leak Pro is the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. And as you see, we've got a training here in Dallas, Texas, or just outside of it. If you want to learn how to make more money, either for you as a plumber or the company that you're at or the company you own, moving into leak detection could be a whole new system that could change your life. So if it's something you're interested in, go to www.leak-pro.com. If you want the training, give Squirt a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. But please don't do it now. As you see, he's out there working. And I can't hardly ever get him to work. He's always sitting in there at his desk, on his chair, petting the dog, throwing stuff around. Look, he's out there actually working today. Kind of neat. Okay, I'm going to roll back in here. It says, I will keep that in mind. Thank you, sir. Mindset is like playing chess if you're the boss. Yes, you constantly have to stay ahead. And making you hungry, it is what it is. And Squirt, let's go Leak Pro. I'll quit talking about restaurants, except for the ones in Vegas, El Segundo Sol. And like you said, they're from Oklahoma City. I always ask people from Oklahoma City, have you ever been to Nick's Grill? It's amazing. I love it. All right. So all trades. Oh, well, before I go into all trades, guys, if you are thinking about doing YouTube, but you're not sure, you're like, man, I want to, but I can't do it because here's the deal. I made a webinar. It's free. just go check it out and listen to it. And then ask yourself, look, if Roger can get found for plumbing anywhere in the world, what word would I want to get found for? And start thinking about it that way. If you want to learn more about it, go to www.justmetroger.com. All right, so all trades. Now, and I love this because if you're new to the trades, there are some essential tips for your first year. Because look, guiding apprentices and new tradespeople through common mistakes, common pitfalls, common things that happen. Guys, you don't want to get hurt. And there's a lot of people that do get hurt on the job. And I hate to say it, it probably should never happen. But a lot of time it's either we didn't train people the right way, we didn't educate them the right way, or we didn't give them the tools, the knowledge that they need. So different things are, number one, show up on time. Come in ready to learn. If you show up late, you're already behind, you're running, you're going to forget something. You are going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm all the way out on the job site. I left my hard hat. Ha, ha, ha. That's the time something will fall. Always be on time. And there's an old saying says, what is it? If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, you're fired. Be early. If you know, hey, I have traffic getting to work sometimes, leave an hour early. I used to show up at my job at the airport an hour early because I knew some days traffic could be bad. And if it was horrible and I showed up 45 minutes early or 30 minutes early, I felt like I was late. Show up on time and make that. And it's so neat because I got to go to PHCC Virginia a couple of weeks ago with Colton. And we talked about 10 things that require no skill. Sorry about that. Only TikTok got to hear that. But no, the cool thing is, show up on time is one of them. And number two, be ready to learn. Don't just show up on time. Come in with the mindset of, look, I'm here to learn today. If you're in your first year in the trades, you still got a lot to learn. If you're 45 years in the trades, you still got a lot to learn. Never stop learning, but show up ready to learn. Come in early, come in ready to learn. And I'm telling you guys, things like that make such a difference. But you've got to listen to learn. If you already think that you know everything, and I hate this because I hate to say this, I used to be like this. I used to think, you know what, man, I got this. And people try to teach me something like, yeah, just let me do it. I had to learn to listen. And if you think about this, that's the one thing they don't teach us in school. They teach us to write. They teach us to read. They teach us to talk. They teach us to pronounce words. They don't teach us to listen. They don't teach us to just sit there and listen and absorb what is going on. They tell us to do it. You know, hey, shut up and listen. But they don't teach us to. And invest early in your quality tools. Okay? And there's a saying, buy once, cry once. Some of these tools, you're going to want to cry. But if you only buy it once, you're never going to cry again because you're going to have an amazing tool. And you've also got to understand that asking questions demonstrates an intelligence level, not a weakness. If you ask someone, hey, I got a question, will you show me how you lay that out? I love that because that lets me know not only are you not 100% sure how to do it, but you want to learn to do it the right way. And that to me is not a weakness. That's a ballsy move. Hey, man, I want to learn to do this. Will you show me? Now, here's the deal. If I showed you yesterday, don't you ask me again. If you're not going to take time to remember, to write it down, to think about it, if you don't even remember that that's what I taught you yesterday, there's a problem there. You've got to understand, look, there's nothing wrong with learning. Pinche Plumber says, just took the tradesman test here in Texas and honestly feel the board could do better. The dollhouse doesn't test the plumber on his knowledge, more like remembering all the weird little rules of the test. You know, and look, I'm gonna disagree with you to an extent, just because I've been under. I took the dollhouse when it was 1 story. I came back later, did it when it was 2 story. I did the master exam when it was 3 stories on the wall, commercial. I've done med gas. I've done fire protection system. I've done I've done the water supply protection specialist. I think that they do pretty good, but you got to remember, they're trying to, especially the tradesman exam, they're trying to teach you a house. They're trying to teach you 1 family or 2 family dwellings. But that's almost the same as the journeyman who's going to come in and he's going to be able to do that plus commercial. There's a lot to plumbing. To be honest, it could be a 5-day test to find out if somebody really understands it. You're trying to understand, do they know the basics? Can they understand it? Can they size things the right way? Because that's a big problem. So Pinche Plumber, I'm going to tell you, I disagree with you there. No, I don't. I agree. They could do better. I think that they are doing better. If you look at the way this was 5 years ago, there have been a lot of changes. It is getting better. And I think with Lisa Hill down there and with Frank Denton down there, it's going to continue to get better. So anyway, let me jump back into this because I saw your comment, man, and I wanted to, number one, thanks for jumping in here. I appreciate it. And congratulations on your test, brother. I hope you passed. Look, let me give you some advice here before I move on. Prioritize your safety training. Find a mentor who's respected on the site. You know, Randy talks about walking on a job site, and normally a good superintendent will walk you around. Let me show you this. Here's where the Connex is. Here's where we meet in the mornings. Here's where you're going to be. Here's where your foreman is, all this. And when they'd come up and they'd be like, yeah, this is the old grumpy guy. God, nobody wants to work with him. Randy'd be like, no, that's who I want to work with. They may have been talking about me. He's like, no, that's who I want to. No, he wouldn't have said that. But it was always, hey, that's who I want to work with. And they're like, no, nobody wants to work with him. Nobody wants to work with the grumpy guy because he wants things done his way. But the old grumpy guy's normally been around forever and he knows a million different ways to do it. And he's going to teach you the right way to do it. So there's nothing wrong with that. And really, it's a good way to do it. Witness is listening to one of the most underrated tools we have. Builds trust, prevents mistakes, and shows respect for the people involved. Sometimes the best way to lead or learn is to simply listen. Boy, I love that, Wayne. You're absolutely right. Oh, Pinche Plumber, no. Man, I'm sorry. Man, me and you ought to talk. What part of the state are you in? It says, I won't be trying to get a license here in Texas till the state starts enforcing licensing laws. I know that like I said, they're working on getting better. Mr. Derek Sutton says, yes. All right, so we're going to roll into laws and licenses because there are new environmental regulations. And you got to ask yourself, is your trade prepared? Because the EPA and state agencies are tightening down on environmental regulations on job sites, impacting trades across the boards. Now, there's new waste disposal guidelines, especially for hazardous materials like solvents, asbestos, refrigerants. Now, asbestos, they've already been pretty tight on, but solvents, I mean, used to, man, we just throw glue in the trash. You know, if it was bad, it had been out for a while, just an old can, whatever it is, it would just get thrown in the trash. And they're going to increase fines for non-compliance. So you've got to be careful. There's liable to be a camera set up on a building across the street just to see what you're throwing in the trash now, guys. So how do you prepare for this? Well, you've got to stay updated. And of course, you do this through the EPA, Environmental Protection Association, and OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration. The newsletters. If you're not signed up for those newsletters, you should be. I know Squirt is. I get to see them a lot. But you want to make sure that you're providing regular training for compliance. You cannot blame your men if you don't have training set up We talked about heat stress. If you don't train your men on heat stress and what they need to do and how they need to be doing it to get prepared for it, you've got a problem. Because if OSHA comes out and they get in trouble, well, number one, the fine is yours. They may get fined too, and that's not fair if you did not set them up to win. So you want to make sure that you're doing things right. And it may mean that you got to think about appointing an environmental compliance officer. Guys, look, the more we grow, the more stuff gets taken on, the more we have to be responsible for, the more management or leadership that we need to make sure that we're doing things right. So think about it. You don't want to be the one that gets in trouble. All right. Next, we got business training. And a good thing to think about here is client testimonials, because they can be so crucial, and they're easy to get. They really are. But here's the thing is a positive client testimonial can significantly boost your credibility and your business growth. People love word of mouth. And with social media, if you can get a good positive review from someone, guess what? Somebody else is going to see it and hear it and think, wow, you know what? That's the kind of company I want. Asking for those reviews isn't hard to do. But this really does help because it can help you influence potential customers more than advertising. If I put an ad out on TV and it says, hey, call Roger. Roger's the greatest plumber in Dallas. That's me trying to sell you. But if I have Mr. Derek Sutton shoot a video for me and say, you know what? I loved working with Roger. Roger was great. He was professional. He showed up on time. He got everything done. He did the job right. Roger may not have been the cheapest guy in town, but everything he did was perfect. And that's why I'm giving him a 5-star review. Man, little things like that. Now that's not me selling me. That's Mr. Sutton saying, hey, look, I've worked with Roger and Roger's really good. Roger does what he says he'll do. Now, how do you get those effective testimonials? First of all, to me, you've got to request it as soon as you're done with the job. But let's back up a little bit, because part of my credibility statement when I show up is to tell them how wonderful we are and that we've grown our company on 5-star reviews. And oh, by the way, I'm going to give you 5-star service today. And at the end of the job, I'm going to ask you for one of those 5-star reviews too. Are you good with that? Because I only want it if I've given you 5-star service. Is that fair? They're already saying yes. They're already saying, yes, we will give you a 5-star review when you're done. And then I throw in, if at any point during the day, I am not giving you 5-star service. Maybe I'm in the middle of a problem and I'm not thinking about it, and I let my area get dirty, anything at all, please just say, hey, Roger, I got a question. Is this really 5-star service? You don't have to scream at me, yell at me, throw things at me, but if you want to, you can. But hey, just if you see anything that you think I'm doing that is not 5-star service, please make me aware of it, because I do want to give you 5-star service today. Then as soon as you're done, as soon as you've collected your money and you're getting everything done, man, whoop out your phone and say, hey, I got a question. Can I just shoot a video of you real quick? All I would like you to do is tell me, hey, thank you, Roger, for your 5-star service. You've already said I did that. Roger, that's my name. Just please remember that, because my boss loves it when we get called out. And remember that I work for Texas Green Plumbing, and we did a slab leak repair today. So if you would just mention that, and it doesn't have to be in any order, you just say it however you want to say it. But if you'll remember to put those things in, that would be great. Because guys, you put that in, you transcribe that, you put that in as a Google post. You ask them if they'll leave a Google post. Now you've got the video that you can put on your website, that you can put on social media, that you can do a lot of things with. And you've got to make the process really easy. If you shoot the video, then tell them, say, okay, look, I know as soon as I leave here, they're going to send you a text message. It's really just a link. If you'll say that same thing, like in a text, like, oh my gosh, Roger came out and he was handsome and good. I mean, I would ask you to put that, but have fun with them. But tell them, say, we're going to send you a link. If you'll just click on it, please go fill that out. Look, when I get enough of these, that they send me and my wife on vacation. So it really is a big deal. I really try to take care of you, and that's what I love about working at Texas Green Plumbing. They take care of us. So do that, and then if you need to, follow up politely, but be consistent on it. Call back the next day, Miss Johnson. How are you doing? Is everything going good? Yeah. No, I love that. Hey, I asked at work, and they said you hadn't given us a review yet. Is everything okay? Oh, you can't find the link? Okay. You know what? I'm going to call the office and ask them to send you another one. Is that okay? And if you'll do it right then, it'll make it easy because then, I mean, I'll at least know that it got done and I'll know you got it. But you can also offer incentives. If you offer incentives, like maybe a discount, anything at all like that. Now, there's legal guidelines you got to stay within, so stay within them. Understand what you can do. Code compliance, know what you can do, know what you can't do. Guys, you can be good. All right, PJ Plumbers in San Antonio and moved to El Paso. So I guess you were in San Antonio and moved to El Paso. Look, I would say, brother, get your license. Don't let the fact that you didn't like the test or anything like that, you at least see it now. You understand it. You know what it's all about. I actually just ordered a dollhouse. Belton High School delivered it last week. I got to get out there and play with it and mess with it because we got some stuff to do to it, but it's going to be cool. So anyway, let's get back to the vehicles. Leasing versus buying. And really this is for your trade fleet, but I want you to think about this because I had this conversation with somebody the other day. They're wanting to rebrand. They're wanting to change vehicles. They're wanting to upgrade vehicles. They're even thinking about electric vehicles. And I'm like, you know what? Here's what I would do because they're growing. Guys, this is a new plumbing company that has been in business for about 6 months. They're on pace right now to do $3 million a year. They're about 7 months old, so they're doing things right. But what I tell you is, I told the guy, one of the owners, I said, here's what I would do. I said, you know what? You're getting ready to bring on new people. I would go buy 2 new vehicles the way you want them, wrapped. That what we were talking about is the inside. They don't know whether they want to go to the shelves again or if they want to go Milwaukee pack out. I'm like, brother, I love the Milwaukee pack out stuff. So you got to figure out which way to go. But I told him, I said, look, whether you buy or lease, get 2 new vans, stock them out, make them look freaking amazing, and make them the same. That way you can have a drawing of this is where everything goes. That way, if you've got a new apprentice and even an old apprentice, he's in one truck for 6 months, then he jumps in to help you for a day. He knows where everything is because all the trucks are laid out the same. I said, give those to your 2 top performing plumbers, your best salespeople. Give their vehicles to the new people and tell them, look, when you learn and grow and move up, you'll move up into a new vehicle too. He's like, oh my God, Roger, I love this. This is why I coach people. This is why I do the things that I do. And he's like, wait, you coach people? I'm like, dude, I show people how to do things the right way. And it's amazing. It freaking works. But now going back to the vehicles here, deciding whether to lease or purchase, that's up to you. What is the most financial wise decision for you? Because there's pros and cons. For leasing, there's a lower upfront cost. There's tax deductions, and there's less maintenance. You just say, hey, cheers, put it in the shop, fix it. Here we go, give it back. Good thing about buying is long-term ownership, no mileage limits. You ain't got to worry about that. Customizable modifications, you decide yourself. But there's some things to help you decide. How many miles are they going to go? What's the vehicle wear going to be? And do you have the cash flow right now to buy? Or would it be smarter to lease? You can go either way with it. And to be honest, if you set your lease agreement up right, you can look at the end of it. Our lease agreement, if we'd have kept the vans 1 more year, they were ours. It's like, hey, you know what? That's 5 years. That's not too bad if we take care of them the right way. And then for your long term, there's business planning and asset management strategies to think about. What can you do? How do you do it right? So things that you got to think about, man, they have already done me right. I love this. Colton, Randy, I don't know which one of y'all set this up, but man, y'all are amazing. So today we're talking about, of course, we're talking social media now, and this will be fun to scroll through and look up here and do my deal too. But Sparky Channel. Okay, I like that. 235,000 subscribers, doing very well. 610 videos, which is great. It's got about almost 37 million views, so he's growing. It's pretty cool though. You go over and look at the videos. His latest, see, I could help him out. Sparky Channel, if you do get to see this, I can help you out because there's a lot of problems here that I love being a YouTuber because you learn it, you coach it, you teach it. Now you start looking at it, you're like, ooh, why'd they do that? But anyway, so these are the latest. Most popular one, how to wire a three-way switch system. Three-way switches make me upset because I always want my switches when they're down, they're off, when they're up, they're on. And there's some, if there's multiple switches, it's like, dude, this is nuts. But he's got 4 million views on that. Very nice. And it's a good long 16-minute video, plenty of information there. 2-prong receptacle circuit replaced by a GFCI and grounded. Ideal National Championship 2019 Pro Finals. And see, I like this because I love going to trade shows. Literally got to go see apprentice competition week before last in Virginia, PHCC VA. Great competition. Got to speak at that event. A few weeks before, went to Local 525 in Las Vegas. Got to see that. Again, another great place. And to see the level of competition there and the way they do it. So I love seeing stuff like this. But let me look here. His oldest video, 5 years ago. Klein New Tool Station backpack. Very interesting. And it looks good. And this is one thing I do like about electricians. I love the way they make things look. They can really make things look very good. But the cool thing about the Sparky Channel is it's a popular YouTube channel and social media influencer. So it's not just here. I don't see where else they're at least on here. Let me go to their homepage, see if there's, I don't know if there's any other social links or any other channels, and there's not. Man, I could help your channel a lot. I'm just saying, don't mean anything bad by that. I love to help tradespeople grow. But it's a popular social media influencer. Highlights practical, clear tutorials for electrical work. I don't know why we talk about electrical. I'm joking. But there's still product reviews aimed at both DIYers and professionals. And that's really good because there's high quality instructional content suitable for apprentices and seasoned electricians. And I love that because people tell me, Roger, that's what you do good. They said, you don't just talk to us like we're stupid. You come in and you make it make sense. But I can do that with a first-year apprentice and a 40-year plumber and talk in the same language. But what this does is it encourages best practices and staying current with your electrical codes. And guys, at the end of the day, that's what you got to do. Keep doing things right. And if you do things right, it's always going to be a good video. I have people that tell me I don't know how to solder. That's great. I love it. I don't have leaks though. If people talk about my brazing, it's ugly. It's okay. I don't have leaks. They're like, well, you put too much fill metal in it. Okay. I do med gas. So, and I used to do fire protection systems. So I know how to do it, but you've got to learn to look at it and play with it. But guys, look, when I make mistakes too, I show people. I don't hide that. I think that what I get to do is one of the coolest things on earth. I get to help the trades. I get to help further my industry and better my industry. And that's what they're doing over on the Sparky Channel. Unfortunately, they're electricians and doing it for electricians, but hey, there's some great plumbing channels out there too. I hope that y'all think I'm one of them. Those of y'all that have not seen the other channel, I've got another YouTube channel. It's called Roger Wakefield Plumbing Education. Do me a favor, jump over there, check it out. Tell me what you like about it. Even here, when we do things great, man, I love it when people tell me, but you know what? If y'all think I suck at something, I don't mind that. Just tell me why. Tell me why you think it sucks or what I could do better. And Matt says leasing is a great option. I know a guy leasing trucks and equipment. He's doing okay for himself. And Matt, towards the end, we started leasing. I think that it was a very good thing. We did Milwaukee packouts in them. We did a lot of cool stuff. But man, the guys loved them. And we went the extra tall, extra long. And man, it was just phenomenal. So the opportunities are there to do whatever you want to do. But you've got to decide what's best for you. Is it leasing or is it buying? And those of you that are thinking about getting into social media, I recommend starting with YouTube. If you learn how to do YouTube, you can cut that up. You can repurpose it. You can do so many different things with it. And a lot of people are like, yeah, you know what? I can't do it because, guys, I started with a laptop. I started with the camera on the laptop. I started hollering at it because I didn't have a microphone. We didn't have the lights. We used the overhead lights in the other office. So anyway, I made a webinar to try to teach y'all that, look, this is something you can do if you'll get over these mental hurdles. We were talking about mental mindset earlier. Something you've got to think about, something you've got to do. And if you want to learn more about it, go to www.justmattroger.com and you'll get it figured out. So League Pro. League Pro is also a sponsor of this channel. And we teamed up with Leak Pro because Leak Pro is the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. See, right there. Guys, it's amazing. I have had a lot of different equipment from all across the United States, actually from around the world. The day that I found Leak Pro and met Terry, the founder, I told him, I said, I want this. He said, you know, it's pretty good. And really, it's funny because the day I met Terry, he told me, he said, I'm 80 years old. I could die tomorrow. I said, well, when you die tomorrow, what happens? He says, what do you mean? I said, what happens to Leak Pro? He said, well, I'll give it to my kids. I said, are they going to do anything with it? He said, probably not. I said, okay. I said, I want it. And for 4 years, I made him offers before I finally got it. But once I got it, it's like, oh my gosh, we've changed the branding, the packaging. We've changed everything. Moved the training center to Central Texas, North Central Texas right here. So many cool things that we do, and it makes it a better product. But the complete kit is the way to go. It comes with the Sidekick and the probe, indoor and outdoor. Indoor Sidekick has the aluminum rod. Outdoor probe has the stainless rod. You can drive it down in the ground. It's not going to bend. You get both of them in the complete kit and 2 sets of headphones, and it's amazing. If you want to learn more about it, go to www.leak-pro.com and check it out. If you're like, man, I don't even know how to use that stuff. Okay. You saw Squirt earlier. He's outside doing training today. If you want to learn about our training, we've got 11 leaks under the slab. They're not easy to find. And it's sprinkling today. And I'm looking outside and it looks like it might be getting dark. Maybe raining today too. But the thing is, here's the thing. If you want to grow a new revenue source for your company, if you're a plumber, look, I teach you all the time, guys, keep learning. Don't ever stop learning. So if you want to learn more about that, come out for the training. Gift score to call it 18888 Leak Pro. And here's the deal. If you're the owner or the manager and you come out, I'll sit down with you. I'll look at your website, look at what you're doing, look at any social media you're doing. I will help you figure out how to make your phone ring for slab leaks and leak detection. So if this is something you're interested in, like I said, go to the website at www.leak-pro.com or gift score to call at 18888 Leak Pro. Guys, it's been fun. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you so much for the questions, the comments. Matt says, go Leak Pro, and can't wait to get time to come out and get that training. Brother, we look forward to having you out here. So guys, here's the deal. I get to do this every day because of y'all. So thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate the comments, the thumbs up, the likes, everything that you do. Share this with people that you know that are in the trades that maybe need to hear some of this. And I'll be here again tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm at the airport though, so it may be fun. Anyway, guys, remember, whatever you do out there today, do it safe and hit it effing hard. Bye, guys.